ask everyone to please make sure your phones are off. I say from experience. Thank you. To the living, death is a wound. Its name is grief. Its companion is loneliness. Whenever it comes, whatever its guise, when there are no tears, death is a wound. But death belongs to life as night belongs to day, as darkness belongs to light, as shadows belong to substance, as the fallen leaf to the tree. Death belongs to life. It is not our purpose to live forever. It is only our purpose to live. It is of no added merit that a person lives long. It is of merit that one's life is good. The poet Mary Oliver writes, "Look, the trees are turning their own bodies into pillars of light, are giving off the rich fragrance of cinnamon and fulfillment. The long tapers of cattails are bursting and floating away over the blue shoulders of the ponds, and every pond, no matter what its name is nameless now. Every year, everything I have ever learned in my lifetime leads back to this. The fires and the black river of loss, whose other side is salvation, whose meaning none of us will ever know. To live in this world, you must be able to do three things: to love what is mortal, to hold it against your bones, knowing your own life depends on it, and when the time comes, to let it go. We are here this morning because of your great love for Jackie. You have loved her and held her against your bones, knowing that your life and her life, you all depended on one another. And now we are here to do the most difficult thing, to let her go. It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch, a fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be an ode to lose, a thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing. Death will come, its hand will not be stayed even an instant, nor can we enter into judgment with it. Our question why will go unanswered. But this does not mean that we are helpless in the face of death. We can and we do rob death of ultimate victory by living life as long as it is ours to live. To ask of death that it never come is futile. But it is not futility to pray that when death does come for us, it may take us from a world, one corner of which is a little better because we were there. When we are dead and people weep for us and grieve, let it be because we touched their lives with beauty and simplicity. Let it not be said that life was good to us, but rather that we were good to life. In this time of grief, we listen to the voice of our sacred scriptures that brings us the ever-new message of God's nearness. It tells of our kinship with the Creator in light as in darkness, in joy as in sorrow, in life as in death. I invite you, as I read the words of the 90th Psalm, Psalm 90, to reflect on your connection to Jackie. It's not in the handout, but the 23rd Psalm is. The rustling. Psalm 90 contrasts God's immortality with our mortality, and it ends with a fervent plea that says, "Establish the work of our hands, that it may long endure. The work of our hands is so many things. It's our relationships, our friendships, what we do in our homes, in our community, so many different things, the things we make physically, the things we do spiritually. So I invite you to reflect on Jackie's life and what is for you the work of her hands, what you carry with you going forward. Oh God, you have been our refuge in every generation. Before the mountains came into being, before you brought forth the earth and the world. From eternity to eternity you are God. You return us to dust. You decree return, you mortals, for in your sight 1,000 years are as yesterday when it has passed, as a watch in the night. You engulf us in sleep. We are like grass that renews itself. At daybreak it flourishes anew. At dusk it withers and dries up. The span of our life is 80 years and 10 or a given strength. Gain a heart of wisdom. Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Turn to us, O God, show mercy to your servants, satisfy us at daybreak with your steadfast love, that we may sing for joy all our days. Let your deeds be seen by your servants, your glory by their children. May your favor, O God, be upon us. Establish the work of our hands, that it may long endure. Establish the work of our hands. Now, as we turn to the 23rd Psalm, I invite you to join with me. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. An ancient people, we are well acquainted with grief and the valley of shadows. Death and sorrow aren't strangers to us. Yet the centuries have taught us that a good name endures beyond the grave, and that there is strength in faith. And so with Job we say, Adonai Natan, God, you have given. You gave us a loved one who will not be forgotten. For all that was good and enduring in Jackie's life, we offer the deepest thanks of our hearts. Adonai Lakach, God, you've taken away. We pray for strength, and we say, Yehi Shem Adonai Mevarach, blessed be God's name now and forever. We come to this time and place with our thoughts, with our memories, and with our prayers. Let's pause for silent prayer and reflection. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O God, our rock and our Redeemer. The poet speaks of life as a journey, saying birth is a beginning and death a destination. But life is a journey, a going, a growing from stage to stage, from childhood to maturity and youth to age, from innocence to awareness and ignorance to knowing, from foolishness to discretion and then perhaps to wisdom, from weakness to strength or strength to weakness and often back again, from health to sickness and back we pray to health again, from offense to forgiveness, from loneliness to love, from joy to gratitude, from pain to compassion and grief to understanding, from fear to faith, from defeat to defeat to defeat, until looking backward or ahead, we see that victory lies not at some high place along the way, but in having made the journey stage by stage a sacred pilgrimage. Birth is a beginning and death a destination, but life is a journey. A sacred pilgrimage made stage by stage, from birth to death to life everlasting. We gather today with love and remembrance, with sadness and gratitude to remember the journey that was Jackie Pickus' life. A journey from Moline to Waukegan to Libertyville with stops along the way. A journey of family, closeness with her mom, Virginia, her dad, and the profound loss of her dad, Irving, at a young age. A journey of deep relationships with her sisters, always, helping to raise the younger ones, and all of them so bonded throughout their lives. A journey of an incredible love with Eddie from that meeting at a BBYO event, dating and engaged very soon after. And what a social life they had throughout the years, and how he treated her like a gold. The journey of the mom who made dinner every night as you gathered around the table, standing at the stove with a cigarette in hand, and perhaps the phone too, the long cord. After family dinner, your dad, Ted and Eileen, as you said, would go out to bowl or play cards, and mom was here at the center of the home and family. The mom who drove the other kids where they needed to go, and who the other kids loved to hang out with and talk with. As Nani to all of you, Lauren, Allie, Adam, Zach, Dylan, Noah, and Lily Farr. You have so many memories with Nani and Papa, and with Nani's in particular. So they were so involved in your lives. Your memories of Nani include Palm Springs, coming to your games and performances, phone calls when you were scared at night, home alone, Sunday calls, shopping, computer help, yours to her, and some golf in there. And a journey as a great grandma to Seth and Ari. It was a Jewish journey. Moline, Davenport, and Rock Island. What a great image you described yesterday of the sisters, I hear, crossing the Mississippi to go to Sunday school. A Waukegan journey, raising you, Eileen and Ted, mom knowing everyone on your dead-end street, out with the other moms, chatting on the street. A journey of friends and countless phone calls. A journey, I'm told, of a very white home, at least in Palm Springs. And cleanliness and organization, bar none. A journey with her entertaining and cooking. And a journey of endeavoring to care for herself and figure out her logistics and paying the bills and figuring out the things that Eddie did for her after he died, and worrying nonstop. The journey of a life richly lived with the people she loved, the people who loved her. The life of Jackie. A daughter, a mom, a sister, a nanny, an aunt, a friend, a dear one. Each of us is given a number of days and years to fill as we see fit. What we do with those days as we fill them become the sacred stories of our lives, the memories, the precious possessions of our loved ones. And so we turn now to those of you closest to Jackie's story to share memories of Jackie. Ted?
First of all, hi Lily and Austin, we love you. They're on their honeymoon in Japan, so they're not able to be here, but they're watching, and it means so much to me. Anyways, I'm going to start my speech, and first I'd like to share two of my favorite things that brought her many, many years of joy. One a bottle of Kendall Jackson Chardonnay. 2, a bottle of Kendall Jackson Chardonnay. I might have to open those. In all seriousness, I was definitely the definition of a mommy's boy. When my mom would leave the house, I would literally chase her car up the block. Poor Lizzie, our babysitter, she would come wearing her running shoes, and she would run and catch me. I was my mom's sidekick until kindergarten, and I loved every minute of it. As I got older, I would help her with dinner. My job would always start off making her a drink. And now you all know why I like making cocktails. I'm good at it, and I enjoy them myself. I'd end by grilling dinner on the Weber grill. Mom was the mom that always drove my friends and me places. She'd take us to the movie theater, the mall, and to one another's house. My friends always loved my mom. She was the cool, nice mom. My mom was my biggest advocate from youth, from sending me off to a small prep college in California to more recent beaming when I sold a house. She always wanted to know which house I had listed and which ones I sold. She always kept up with them. Recently, she was so excited that I sold the log cabin house. She continually asked me, "Did it close yet?" It's going to close next week. She's not only proud of me, but Eileen too. Eileen and I went to Lake Forest Place every Wednesday night and had dinner with her. That was her highlight of the week. She loved introducing us to all her friends and the other residents. She sort of boasted us. Mom was there for me during good times and bad. Between my marriages, she even let me and my 60-pound Siberian Husky Bogey stay at her newly remodeled Lake Forest house for 3 months. Spotless, with cream, seafoam green carpets, spreads, and finishes. Here she let my shedding dog and her bachelor son stay while she and my dad were in California. That was motherly love. Mom loved remodeling her homes, as they were always meticulously done and kept. She and her interior decorators had great taste. My mom was so excited when I married Beth. She knew I loved kids and was thrilled for me and our family that we not only were gaining Beth, but Zach and Dylan too. She loved having all her grandkids out to Palm Desert to visit. Again, somehow it didn't matter that they tracked in or spilled on her cream-colored carpet or furniture. She even laughed once when Beth accidentally spilled grease on her upholstered dining room chair, saying, "That's okay, honey. I'll just get it reupholstered." Mom and Dad were married for 51 years. My mom took very good care of my dad by literally handling all household matters. I don't think my dad even knew how to boil water. But in turn, my dad spoiled my mom with what seemed like an endless budget. When my dad died 17 years ago, my mom had no clue what a budget was, let alone how to balance a checkbook. She quickly learned and became instantly aware of every penny she spent, meticulously keeping track of her checkbook. When she'd give me or one of the kids a check for our birthday, she would call me up a couple days later asking, "Why haven't you cashed the check yet?" I assured her I'd cash it and not to worry. Lastly, I'd like to close by briefly sharing how important my mom's sisters were to her and how important she was to them. My grandfather died when my mom was 13 and her youngest sisters were 3. There were 6 girls, 2 sets of twins. My mom, Jackie, and her twin Jill, Jack and Jill. The oldest, Ruthie, then Liz, and then the second set of twins, Donna and Diane. Excuse me. My mom, their mom, Grandma Jenny, never remarried, so she raised all 6 girls herself. So the older sisters helped with the younger sisters. They were very tight, even with a large age difference. Jill ended up living in North Carolina, Ruthie ended up in Florida, Liz, California, Donna in Arizona. They all made a point to get together at least once a year. They didn't let the distance get between them. Unfortunately, Liz and Diane are the only ones left alive. I want to highlight that just as my mom, the oldest, took care of Diane, the youngest, when they were little, and Diane paid back my mom in spades. She has been taking care of my mom the last couple of years, and specifically this year, in ways Eileen and I can't thank enough. She helped Eileen and me with grocery shopping for Mom, taking her to the doctor and haircut appointments, and most of all, just by going over and spending the afternoon with her once a week. My mom looks so forward to her time with Diane. Eileen and I can't thank you enough, Aunt Diane, for being such an amazing sister. I have to also say, my sister was an amazing daughter too. She may have given my mom a run for her money when she was younger. Don't worry, Eileen, I won't go into details. But she certainly took wonderful care of her later in life. Mom, I know you're with Dad, Aunt Jill, Aunt Ruthie, and Aunt Donna, enjoying your Kendall Jackson. I'm so grateful to have had you as a mom. I will love you forever. And now I'm going to have Beth read something from my Aunt Tammy. That's my dad's sister who lives in Israel. And she wanted to share some thoughts, and my lovely wife will share them with you.
Hi, Aunt Tammy and Uncle Mark. I know you're watching. It's 10 o'clock there, but we love having you here. Remembering Jackie by Tammy. I've always admired my sister-in-law, Jackie. I remember as a 10-year-old, I thought Jackie was the most beautiful bride I had ever seen. And later, when Eileen and Ted came along, I was sure that Jackie was the best mother I had ever met, second, of course, to my own. And so it went through the years. I admired the clothes she wore, her pretty house, her busy life. It was only as an adult that I recognized all that Jackie was, a devoted wife to my brother Eddie, a loving mother to Eileen and Ted, a very proud grandmother and great-grandmother. She was a caring neighbor and friend, always ready to volunteer and help, and she never, ever forgot a birthday or an anniversary. In short, Jackie was a very special person who will be remembered fondly by us all. Noah?
Hello, everyone. My name is Noah, and I'm one of Nani's grandsons. Nani was such a special person in my life and someone who always made me feel loved, valued, and who could instantly put a smile on my face. She was always there for me and my siblings, whether it was sporting events or other important moments in our lives. Nani was there cheering us on. Knowing she was in the crowd meant everything. One memory I will always hold close is when Nani made the trip to Israel for mine and Lily's B'nai Mitzvah. It was shortly after Papa passed, and being able to spend that time with her, exploring Israel together, and having her there for such meaningful moments in our lives meant the world to us. As I got older, that care never changed. Nani was always checking in, asking how I was doing, how my friends were, how work was going, or whatever else was happening in my life. She was an incredible listener, and whenever I spent time with her, she made me feel truly special. After college, I had the chance to join my dad and Aunt Eileen for Wednesday night dinners with Nani at Lake Forest Place. That time became something I really looked forward to. Sitting with her, talking, laughing, and just being together meant more to me than I probably ever told her. As Zach said yesterday, Nani truly is one of the nicest people we will ever know. She was a role model in the purest sense, someone we all looked up to, and someone whose kindness we will try to carry forward in our own lives. I will miss her deeply, and I will always be grateful for the love she gave me and her family. I'm also going to share some words from Lily. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to remember and celebrate my beautiful Nani's life. It means the world to me and my family, specifically myself, since I'm across the world on my honeymoon and unable to be here today. A few months ago, September 8th, I married my best friend in New York City courthouse. The same day my Nani married her best friend, my Papa, in 1957. When I learned she shared this date as a milestone together, I was so proud and knew it was a good omen because my Nani built the most beautiful life with my Papa, and boy did it show. They created a community together that I am lucky to call my family. Ever since I was a little girl, I envied their life together, whether we were traveling to their perfectly clean and organized Palm Desert house to explore California, or a short drive to Libertyville to visit their other perfectly clean and organized home. I always looked forward to running up to Nani, giving her a big squeeze and telling her something new about my life because she always made me feel important, no matter how small. Oh, Lily, how fabulous, with a sweet giggle. We always shared a good laugh together when I would knowingly say something silly simply because sharing those moments together was special, even if that meant getting a call from my dad concerned about something I may have said to her. It's hard to sum up how much my Nani meant to me. She is a smart, classy, wonderful, strong woman who I am proud to call my grandma. I will forever cherish the long phone calls we had over the past few years and keep her don't work too much advice in mind when I think of her. I'm so happy her and Papa get to be together again and continue to share the beautiful life they made for us down here.
Allie?
Nani, I struggled to find the right words because nothing felt big enough to capture how much you meant to me. You were everything to me from the beginning. My best friend, my safe place, my first phone call every Sunday morning. Thank you for being my biggest cheerleader in everything I did. Thank you for believing in me when I doubted myself, for all of your advice, your reassurance, and for never once questioning who I was. Thank you for all the years of laughter, smiles, and for listening when I needed someone there. Most of all, thank you for loving me exactly as I am. I am so grateful that you were able to meet Luca, hold him in your arms, and watch him grow. Choosing Jax as his middle name was the easiest and most meaningful decision that Carl and I have ever made. It was our way of honoring you and the love you gave so freely. And one day I would tell him all about you, why his middle name carries such a special meaning to me. Not a day will go by that I won't think of you or feel your love in the memories that we shared. Lauren, Adam, and I were so lucky to have you in our lives. We know that you are at peace with Papa now and will be watching down on us. We love you.
Michael? This is sharing words from Jackie's sister Liz.
Okay. I will. I'm Michael. My mom is Jill, which is Jackie's twin sister. And these are words from Liz, who is out in California. Jackie and her twin sister Jill were born March 4th, 1938. They were raised in Moline, Illinois at 1101 22nd Street. They attended Grant Grade School, then moved on to St. Catherine's, a private girls' school in Davenport, Iowa, graduating in 1956. Sunday school and confirmation were at Temple Emmanuel, also in Davenport. They were feeding and caring for the two youngest. We nicknamed Donna Fat Fairy and Diane French Cookie. I remember as kids in Moline, Jackie, Jill, and Ruthie in the summer would play kickball in the street with neighbors, Jerry McGuig and Dale, who can't remember his last name, Gene Oppenheimer, and one other whose name has escaped me. They would not let me play, not old enough, they would say. I remember Jackie, Jill, and Ruthie walking to Grant Grade School with neighbors Janie Wilson, David Wilson, Penny Black, and Debbie Black. We lived on top of a hill, so there was a nice downhill walk to school and a hard uphill walk home. Yes, we walked to grade school. I remember our entire family wintering in Phoenix a couple years. The first year, our mother, father, Donna, Diane, and I went. Jackie, Jill, and Ruthie stayed home, living with Aunt Ethel and Uncle Dave and Uncle Al and Aunt Rochelle. In the fall of 1950, our entire family went to Phoenix for the winter. We rented a house and settled in. I have pictures of the four older sisters getting bikes. 2 were white and pink, and 2 were white and green. And we had tetherball set up in the backyard, which we loved to play. But February of 1951 was a game changer. Our father had a stroke and died within hours. It was back to Moline on the train. After graduating from St. Catherine's, Jackie and Jill went off to the University of Miami in Coral Gables, Florida. Well, the phone in Moline was ringing off the hook on a regular basis. Jackie and Jill were both homesick, and after one semester, they came back home. As it turned out, Jackie had met Eddie at a BBYO function prior to going off to college, and she had said at some point she was going to marry Eddie Pickus, and that she did. They married, and the rest is history. I used to call her Jacqueline, close enough, and she would call me Liz. I shall miss my sister Jackie, Liz Hogan.
Kim? This is sharing words from Jackie's sister Diane.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kimberly. I'm the daughter of Diane, or Fat Fairy. No, you're French Cookie, right? Okay. So this is the words from my mother. Jackie and I spent a lot of time together, and boy, did we love to laugh. I'm the baby of the family, with Jackie being the oldest. I love to laugh about that fact. One memory I'd like to share: about a year ago, when we went to Walker Brothers for breakfast, Jackie ordered her favorite waffles, and she ate all of it. Then off to tablets. Boy, did we have fun. Jackie sat in the dressing room while I was her personal shopper. I loved every minute of it. I'd pick out pants, jeans, tops, sweaters, anything she wanted. Man, did she come out of there with a lot of stuff. She was happy, but we were not quite done. Off to Sunset Foods. We went down every single aisle. her asking me, Diane, do we have everything? Checking off lists. Yes, Diane, we have everything, even your sun chips in the blue bag. Excuse me. Back to Lake Forest Place to put it all away, still laughing, still talking. Another special memory was when Jackie would come over to our house for Christmas Eve every year. One of the kids would pick her up. She'd always come in and say hello to all of us. And then she'd say to Ron, can I please see the standing rib roast? My dad would say yes and open the oven. After dinner, Jackie would love to sit down while we all opened gifts, talking and laughing. I just loved spending time with my big sister. I will really, really miss her. I loved spending so much time with her, but I know she's in a better place and she lived a beautiful life. I love you, Jackie.
Jewish tradition teaches that we best honor our loved ones when we bring the words and deeds of their life's lessons, into our own. As we remember Jackie, as we mourn our loss, let us remember the enduring lessons of her life. There are many. I share with you some that some of you closest to her shared yesterday. Worry. Be a great parent. Be nice. Be clean and organized. Make dramatic faces at key moments. Keep laughing. And family is ever so important. May we bring these lessons and so many more into our lives. And as we do, may we say, I do this or say this because Jackie did this, because she said this, because she was my role model in this way, because she taught me. And I ask those of you who are here in the sanctuary physically and those who are here via live stream, if you have a Jackie memory or lesson, life lesson, or something that you shared with her, please take a few moments and do something incredibly countercultural in the next few days and write it down or type it, put it in an email or a letter, and share it with a family so they can share with others. We turn to El Malei Rachamim, asking for God's sheltering presence to Jackie. Invite those who are physically able to please rise. El Malei Rachamim, Shochet Bamromim, Hamtzei Menucha Nechona, Tachat Kanfei Hashchina, Im Kedoshim Oteharim, Kezohar Rakia Mazirim, Et Neshama Shehacha Le'olama, Bal HaRachamim Yastireha B'Seter Knafav Le'olamim, Yitzror HaChaim Et Nishmata, Adonai Hu Nachalata, V'tanuach B'Shalom Al Mishkavah, Amen. Compassionate God, eternal Spirit of the universe, grant perfect rest in your sheltering presence to Jackie, our loved one who has entered eternity. O God of mercy, let her find refuge in your eternal presence, and let her soul be bound up in the bond of everlasting life. God is her inheritance. May she rest in peace. And let us say, Amen.
Friends, this concludes our service here at the chapel. Interment will take place immediately at the family plot at Am Echad Cemetery. Upon return from the cemetery, the family will be sitting Shiva here at North Shore Congregation Israel in the Frank Hall today from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Memorial contributions in Jackie's memory can be made to the American Macular Degeneration Foundation or to CLL Foundation, that's Chronic Lymphocytic Leukemia. That information, as well as the information regarding the shiva, is available on the service folders you received on the way in, as well as on the funeral home website for those who are online. For those wishing to join the family procession to the cemetery, one will be forming just outside of the synagogue parking lot. If you're going in procession, please make sure you obtain an orange funeral safety sticker, which can be placed on the inside portion of your vehicles. For an additional measure of safety, we ask that you have a magnetic flag placed on the rooftop portion of your vehicle as well. Please make sure your bright lights and hazard lights are on at all times. Please drive as close to the car in front of you as safety permits. We want to avoid any large gaps, especially while we drive through the intersection. And please use your horn liberally as well. Please avoid talking on any cellular device while en route to the cemetery. Mrs. Pickus' grandchildren have been honored to serve as pallbearers. If you could all please rise and let Mrs. Pickus' grandchildren escort the casket. At this time, if I could ask everyone to please rise as we escort the family from the chapel.